What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be telling the story about the time this girl threatened to kill Martin and then she started stalking me. This story took place years ago when we were in middle school. It's pretty wacky, so we're going to do this in chronological order, starting with Martin's side of the story. Take it away, man.
Okay, I will be telling a story about how this girl wanted to date me and Marius, and it was like a year apart, but it's still the same girl, and it was like crazy fucking stories. It's like the same shit, but like different things, but it's still like you'll understand. All right, so I was in class in the back of class, in the very back, and I was in science class. I forgot the name. I forgot the teacher's name, but I was in science class. I think Marius was in that class with me. And I was in the back of class with Michelle. I forgot the other kid's name. Yeah, I think he was Asian. And I was in the back of class with Michelle. I'm gonna call him Caillou. Michelle, Caillou, and me, right? And we're in the back of class and we're just talking, and I'm on my phone doing my usual shit, my little usual thing, being on my phone. And this girl named Michaela walks up to me, and she's like, "Hey, Martin, I wanna give you a note." And she gives me a note, and she's like, "Don't read it till you get out of school." And I was like, okay. I was kind of concerned because that's not a way you come up to somebody. And long story short, we that class ends. That was the last class for us, and we get out. As soon as we get out of class, I read the note, and she was asking me out and all. She was just talking about how she likes me and all this and blah blah blah. And she asked me out, and I was like, when I showed up to class the next day, I was like, no, I don't really want to go out with you. You're not really my type. I don't really like you. And she was like, okay, but she seemed like pissed off, like she didn't seem right about it. So I'm like, all right, and I thought she was cool with it, right? Long story short, I'm just sitting there at class talking to Michelle because we're sitting in the same table. Talking to Michelle, I don't know if it was Marius, it was Michelle, somebody else, and some guy. I think it was Caillou, Michelle, and me, and some other dude. And we were sitting there talking, and I just feel somebody like grab me and put something on my neck and tell me something like they were gonna kill me or something like in my ear like that. And I was like sitting there shocked because I'm in school, like that doesn't happen to anybody in school. So I was sitting there like, oh my god. And then long story short, I just hear the teacher say, Michaela, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh my god, it's her. And I was like shocked. I was scared. I was like, what the fuck? Oh nah. And I was like, oh my god. And then the teacher like ran up and grabbed her and grabbed whatever she had on her hand. He threw it, and then he took her straight to the office. I was just sitting there shocked. I started laughing. Me and Michelle started talking about it, and I started talking to Caillou about it. I don't know if I told Marius anything about it, but man, that was crazy. I was laughing and everything. Long story short, after that, it's like she got suspended and then she came back. And I was telling the teacher, I was like, I'm concerned, man, because I can't hit her. She's a girl, obviously, but she looks like a man. But I'm like, man, I can't do anything, but she can do something to me. And she always walks home. So I'm like, I don't want her following me or whatever. And long story short, I'm sitting there in class and I get another note from her. And I open it and it's like a whole like a whole page talking about how she's gonna cut me up and use my body parts as a sex doll and all this weird shit, and like how she's gonna enjoy it and eat me and all this weird shit. I was concerned. I let Michelle read the note. She was like, what the fuck? She was freaking out. And then Caillou read the note. He was freaking out too. I don't know if Marius read the note, but that was crazy as fuck on that note. Like that note was insane. And then the teacher read the note. He couldn't believe it. She got suspended again, and she was so mad at me after that. She never wanted to see me in the hallways and shit. She always ignored me, but she was crazy. Like she was talking about she was gonna chop me up, chop off my limbs slowly, and use my body at the end after she chopped me up, all my head and shit as a sex doll. I was concerned. That was like insane. Like who the fuck says that? I don't know, man. But okay, after that. a year later, right? Me and Marius are in 8th grade, and this girl, I guess, asked him to go to the dance with him or something. And I remember we were sitting there, and Marius told me, "Oh yeah, this girl wants to go to the dance with me." I was like, "Which girl?" And then he told me which girl it was because he was like, "I don't know though," because like he was a little bit, like he didn't. He seemed like he seen what I seen, so he's like, but he didn't want to judge. So with him, he was just gonna be like, "Yeah, I'll go to the dance with you," because he's a fucking good guy. So long story short, he tells me which girl it is. Like after he's like, "Yeah, I don't know." He's like, he was telling me, or I don't think he said, I don't know. I think he was going to go to the dance, right? He was gonna go to the dance, and he was like, "Yeah, this is the girl I'm gonna go out to the dance with. I don't know if we're gonna date like for long or whatever, but I'm just like," he was just trying to be nice or whatever. And long story short, like when he shows me the girl, I was like, "Marius, no." I'm like, "Marius, no, you can't go out with this girl, man." I'm like, "You can't go to the dance with her. She will kill you if you try to break up with her and you date her for long. Like if you go to the dance with her, if you say yes, or if you show up to the dance, like there's no coming back. Like she's gonna be clean to you, right?" I don't know if he was like, they were talking about like maybe dating. I know they were talking about that, but I was like, "Man, you can't date this woman." I was like, "You have to break up with her if you're already dating. You can't go to the dance with her." I was like, "Marius, please listen to me, man. You should." I was like, I told them my story. I was like, "Man, that's why you can't go to the dance with her. Cause she is crazy, bro. She will kill you. She will chop your limbs up if you try to break up with her." And I was like, "No, man, you can't go to the party with her, or to the dance." And I don't know what he said to her or whatever, but he went to her and said, "Yeah, I'm not gonna go to the dance with you, blah blah blah." I don't know what he said, and he comes back. I remember, I don't know if it was after school or before school, but I'm sitting there talking to my friends. Marius just comes up to me like, "Hey man, I told her I didn't want to go to the dance with her, but we got a different situation in our hands." And then like he tells me to turn around, and I turn around, she just sitting there staring fucking deeply, like demon stare into his fucking soul, trying to eat him, like type shit, trying to fucking eat his soul out, fucking with that stare. Like it was demon stare time. I was like, "Damn, what the fuck?" I said something, and then she started walking away. I started laughing, and then he was like, "Nah, man." I think he was concerned. He was like, "Nah, I think she's gonna do something to me or whatever." And I started laughing. Like it was funny because I told him, I was like, "Man, if you would have gone out with her longer, Mario, she would have killed you, bro. And it wouldn't have been like happy at all. It wouldn't have been good and at all." Like, man, he's crazy. Like, I saved him. But then it was like after, like, we go inside of school and everything, you just see her in the corners staring, following him everywhere, staring. I don't even know if this man could even eat, because like this girl would be in the corner staring. She'd be the lunch lady staring. She'd be in the fucking principal office staring. Like what? She'd be in the bathroom like Quagmire staring. Nah, but nah, she'd be like everywhere, man, just staring like deeply into his soul. Just like she'd be there. She was, bro. I remember, oh my God, I swear to my dad's grave, I remember we were in class, and we just see a face pop up on the fucking window, and guess who it was? Take a guess, please. I would love for you to take a guess. It was her. She was what? Staring. She was staring the shit out of Mars. She was staring. I was like, "Whoa, yo, Michaela's right there, staring through the hall or staring through the window." And the teacher just opened the door. She takes off running. I was dying, man. That shit was funny. Marius was concerned as fuck. She was like, "Yo, what the fuck?" Now that shit was funny as hell. She was so obsessed over the man. And they only dated for like 2 days, man. So I was like, man, if you would have gotten to that dance, Man, it was funny as hell. Everywhere she was always staring. And after school, I don't know if she followed him home, but she always like was on some creepy weird shit. Mari has to tell you about his side. So it was funny, and it was funny to me, my side. But I know to Marius, he just didn't fucking know. Like, nah, it was not a good time for him. Man, that shit was wonderful.
Okay, so here's my side. One day, early in the morning, we all were sitting in the gym because that's what we did in the mornings. And I got passed this note from this girl, Michaela, and she was asking me to the dance. Now, I've never really been asked to a dance before, so obviously I was going to say yes. I was always kind of nice to her. Like, we weren't friends or anything. I barely even knew her, but I was nice to her because, like, she kind of got a little bullied. Oh man. One of the things I remember is, like, she got called Michael Jackson at one point, so that was kind of... Yeah, I didn't really understand. I didn't see why. Well, now I do, but even then I didn't see why. So I thought, man, why not? Who cares? Fast forward to lunchtime, I believe. And I was eating lunch with my friend, and he had a view of the window. He could see the window behind me, and there was a girl. It was Michaela. She was staring at me through that window, the cafeteria window. And he's like, dude, you need to turn around and take a look at this. I turn around and I see her staring, and I obviously thought that was pretty weird. So I was like, man, I should probably tell Martin about this later in class or something. I tell Martin what happened, how she handed me the note and how she was stalking me through a window, and he was like, dude, you need to flee, she is crazy. And I said, what do you mean? And then he told me about how she tried to kill him. And, you know, I didn't want to be next, so I was like, man, you're probably right. I think it might have been like a day or two, but I don't know if I told her face to face or if I wrote a note, but I broke the news to her somehow that, yeah, this is not gonna happen. And she wasn't really happy about it, I presume. She did keep looking at me from various distances. I remember one time, again, in the cafeteria, my friend was like, dude, look, she's looking at you through the cafeteria door. I turn around and I see her jacket, like, fluff through the wind. I didn't see her, she was like a ghost fleeing from the scene. Now, the good news is I didn't have to walk alone. That same friend, you know, who always pointed out that she was staring, you know, he walked with me home with me, so I wasn't like walking home alone, getting followed by this girl. But yeah, that's my side of the story. It isn't as long or detailed, but sure was interesting, man. We thank you for watching. You don't have to subscribe, but a like would be appreciated. You can watch our other videos that will be coming out at some point, or you can just watch the time I trolled the guy using his own profile picture. You can click it, it's right there. Well, bye.